Oh my.
Come on! Elvis Presley died today in this day in history.
They're creeping me out.
Is there anything that is more well known? I mean, honestly, do you not see the shades and you know exactly what they're about, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's a trademark. Look, forget Madonna, Cher, all these one-name performers. Elvis today, he was 42 when he died. I'll be 45 this year. It's weird for me to think of myself being 3 years older than Elvis was when he died. And I know that to the kids that doesn't mean anything, but if you're in your... Doesn't it make you feel weird?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but these gold shades mean Elvis, right? Best Elvis impersonation, Val Kilmer in True Romance, when he would show up in the bathroom and talk to Clarence, played by Christian Slater, right?
I haven't seen that.
You haven't?
I don't even know.
Written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by... Oh, it's a fantastic film. Elvis died. I remember where I was. Where were you?
I don't have a clue.
You don't know where you were when Elvis died?
I remember.
Where were you, boy?
I was outside playing.
Okay.
It was summer, and
who came to tell you?
Well, I went home, and my mom was crying.
Okay.
And I was like, "What's wrong?" And she told me Elvis died, and then I was crying.
Yeah, because it was a shock to kids. Because we didn't know that. I mean, we knew he was fat. We thought he was eating too much. Those fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches. But we didn't know he was like, he had a doctor giving him all these illegal prescription drugs, and he was bloated because of drug addiction. I just remember he died in the bathroom, and that was bad enough. And
on the toilet.
On the toilet, right. Do you have any idea?
I was not quite. I was a month before I was born. He died in 77.
I was born in 80, so I wasn't even thought of.
Sorry.
Maybe he can concede to an Elvis song.
A couple of quick Elvis,
you know.
and then I want to get behind the scenes of the Kylie Flighter wedding reception. All right. I loved Elvis when I was a kid, but I love the movies. And now that I know that they're so cheesy, but I didn't know that when I was a kid. I mean, I can remember You Girl Happy and Fun and Acapulco, all these great movies. And no matter what glamorous thing there was, Elvis was in a movie about it. You want to be a race car driver? There's your race car driver movie. You want to dive off the cliffs? You're a cliff diver? There's an Elvis movie as your cliff diver. Oh, you want to be a Vegas guy? Okay, there's Anne Margaret. Love the movies. Girl Happy, still the best. And that was the very first time I saw a guy dress up like a girl because they wanted to get arrested in Fort Lauderdale because the girls were all in jail. Do you remember this? Perfect stuff. Yeah. But I had an uncle who gave me, my uncle owned jukeboxes. And this is back, you got to go back to the mid-1970s. Jukeboxes were very big. And he gave me a whole box of 45s with all the packaging on it of all of Elvis's hits. When he died, that son of a bitch asked for him back. I swear to God.
Wow.
Oh, he's been dead a long time. But I mean, that made me cynical. As a kid, I just knew you can't trust people. You just can't. They didn't mean anything to him because by then Elvis was kind of an older performer and not in his prime. But when he died, wanted him back.
That's dirty.
That is dirty. All right.
That's cold-blooded
So,
right there,
in
man.
honor of the fat man on the toilet.
Clutching a peanut butter and
Big shout out to Greg Spain, who brought these back from Graceland, mind you. Not only are they Elvis shades, they're from the Mecca. They are from the shrine. Okay, so you weren't at the wedding because you've only been here 12 minutes. The rest of the folks who were invited, I went to the wedding. You know how I dislike weddings. I mean, just the concept in general of large gatherings of people. Tea party, protest, or a wedding. It's all the same to me. She gets sick. I mean, why God chose her instead of me is a mystery. I'd much rather have the head cold and be in bed. So I go.
If I remember correctly, she was the one saying we were going to the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to the wedding. I go to the wedding. She stays at home. She's all loopy and drugged and just a mess. She said tell everyone hello, and she misspelled hello on her text to give you an idea of the condition she was in.
Hello.
So I go to the and it's so lovely. I haven't been into St. James for I don't think since probably Ursula Beck's funeral. It's been several years. But anyway, beautiful church. Wedding was pretty. We talked about the attire, not the wedding party, the guests.
I saw flip-flops, and I kind of went,
Jeans and a T-shirt. I mean, I don't think that there's anybody that thinks that is wedding dress or wedding clothing appropriate. Do they? Mm-hmm. Anyway, no. But I did not get to go to the reception. No. That's when the craziness happens. Wedding receptions are notoriously funny. People letting their guard down. And so now I want to know. I've looked at the pictures. I want to know why you're strangling BK in one of them. I think it was because he wasn't wearing a tie. But you say that has nothing to do with it.
Now we know why Mr. Bojangles is Mr. Bojangles. I hear
and I hear that Jeff was out dancing his rear end off at the reception. Now, I'm trying to figure this out.
No, it was a slow dance.
It was a slow dance.
Oh,
And it was
I
late.
don't fast dance.
It was
Thank
late
you.
in the evening,
No, yeah.
and when they come, stumbling back to the table, Janet, I asked them, were you guys out there dancing? She said yes, and Jeff was tender and caring on the dance floor.
She said he was tender and caring.
Yeah, tender and
And you
caring.
look at him and he goes, yes, I was.
Now, it's a very politically incorrect phrase, but there was a song in the 1980s called Turning Japanese. And we used to say this about Jeff, because Jeff actually physically transforms when he gets drunk. I don't mean he slurs.
Oh, you know what he transformed into?
What?
Bill Clinton.
And Harry Carey.
And Harry
He
Carey?
was
Yes.
doing them both.
Yes.
Impressive.
Well,
Oh, yeah, he was doing them
Bill
both.
Clinton was good.
all right, now you guys all intoxicated too?
No.
Whatever.
I was the long thing you guys were passing.
That was the
That was
base
the
from the
centerpiece.
table.
That all started, and I have to.
And sober people drink out of the centerpiece of
Okay,
the table
all right,
a
wait.
lot, right?
Let me explain this.
Yeah.
Let me explain this. Well, we're sitting there at the
Let me
table.
video you.
Yeah, here. We're sitting there at the table, and of course, I'm looking around, just kind of conversations flowing, and I look at the centerpiece, which looks like a giant Pilsner glass. So I may have said, I forget who I mentioned it to.
Oh, you said it to all of us.
These are not the faces of sober people. by the way. I'm looking at the pictures right now.
So needless to say, my mere mentioning that encouraged the use of the centerpiece as a giant Pilsner glass.
Yes. That got refilled a few times.
Oh, multiple times.
And
What I
Whose
missed,
Facebook page are these pictures?
go to
on?
Eric Lee's.
Okay.
What I missed was the fact that the wedding party was also encouraged to drink out of it, as Kylie and Brian were actually able to enjoy it as well.
Look at the faces. I give you every one of them. First of all, Eric Lee's got to stop wearing sunglasses out in the sun because he looks like he's been in some kind of wind tunnel test gone bad.
Oh my God.
Look
There
at
it
this.
is.
Wedding
There it is.
party.
Is she drinking flame? What is
I
that?
don't know, it was like a reflection on her face.
Oh, yeah, these are sober people. There's a sober picture.
No.
Oh! Wilma! Yeah, these are sober folks. All right, I want the scoop. Who did what? One embarrassing thing. There's always one embarrassing moment at a wedding reception. Somebody just can't handle their liquor and gets out of hand.
To be honest, I don't remember
wasn't
anything.
anything.
That's not shocking, of course, but no.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody was at a good place.
Yeah.
Were they serving free beer?
It was
Yeah, it was
free
open bar.
alcohol all night.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Open bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
This is
go.
who you're taking home at 2 a.m., right? Yeah, that's the guy right there.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Eric didn't stop dancing the whole time. Even
No,
when
he
he was
danced.
sitting there.
Yeah, even at the table.
Well, I'm glad everyone had fun. We wish, obviously, the bride and groom all the best.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, you got to start wearing a tie, or at least
let it go.
not a T-shirt to weddings and funerals. If nothing else, can we not assign enough of an importance to those two things, the start of your life, the end of your life, that people can at least care enough to get dressed up to show up? Is that asking too much out of society?
Yeah.
And I say this to the men, because by and large, and nothing looks better, by the way, guys, than you showing up with your date who's dressed like she's going to a formal, queen's reception, and you show up in a T-shirt and jeans. You look really good together as a couple. Just makes no sense at all. Where's that picture? I gotta go back. This is the guy on Elvis's birthday. That one, shoot. It's not his birthday. It's the anniversary of his death. That's it. That's how you do it. All right. Tomorrow morning, Ken's coming in. He'll be back after a week off. We're going to tell you how long you have to work to actually catch up to all the taxes you pay. It's not that spring day they give you where it's tax day. This is every tax. The city, the park district, the schools, the state, your license plate, anything you pay to the government, you're going to be shocked to find out how long it is you have to work all year long to get to that point. We'll talk about that and so much more. Don't forget the podcast. It's up right now, my interview with Jim Anderson and June, our real live Tea Party member. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching Byers & Company.